everyone. Welcome to the court case that changed America. I'm Jacob.
Hi, I'm Devyn. Today we're talking about one of the most famous and most debated Supreme Court cases in history, Roe v. Wade.
This court case changed the law about abortions and shaped how Americans think about privacy and personal rights.
Yeah, and it's still talked about today, even decades later. Do you believe that? Let's dive in and see how it all started.
So, what events led to this case? Basically, in the early 1970s, abortion was illegal in most states.
What?
Women could only get one in their life,
That is
and their life
crazy.
was in danger. Women could only get one if their life was in danger.
Right, and that's when Norman McCorvey came in. Though in court case she was called Jane Roe. She was in Texas and wanted an abortion, but the law said no, that's not right. We don't do this over here.
So she filed a lawsuit against Henry Wade, who was the Dallas County District Attorney. That's where the name Roe v. Wade comes from.
The court case was first argued in December 1971. That's not that far ago, you know? And re-argued in October 1972. And the court finally gave a decision on January 22nd, 1973. That's like 3 years of the court case arguing, guys. That's just so bad. We don't need that in America at this point. That's bad.
That's over a year of debate. So what exactly were they arguing about?
The main issue was whether the Constitution protects a woman's right to choose an abortion.
Lawyers from Roe argued that the 9th and 14th Amendment protected the rights to privacy, and that deciding to have a baby or not was a private decision.
Texas, on the other hand, said that states had the right to make their own abortion laws, which is correct. I think that should do that all the time for all laws. Not all, you know. And that protecting the life of an unborn child was important too, because it is.
All right. So really, it came down to the question, who has the power, the individual or the state?
Roe's side said that Texas law banning abortions violated a woman's right to privacy and personal freedom, which it did. People have their own stuff, what they want to do with their own body. If they want to have 10 kids and abort all 10 of those kids, they should be able to do that because that's their life.
Right, pro-choice. And the opposing side said that the Constitution doesn't say anything about abortion, so states should be free to make their own rules.
The justices had to weigh those two sides. Which one do I choose? Individual rights versus state power, and decide which mattered more in the situation. It mattered. I don't know.
And that's where the court's decision came in. The decision
on January 22nd, 1973. That's like 20. That's like 5 years ago, guys. The Supreme Court ruled 7-2 in favor of Roe.
The majority opinion, written by Justice Harry Blackmun, said that the right to privacy does include a woman's decision whether or not to have an abortion.
But it also said that the rights wasn't unlimited. States could still regulate abortions after the first trimester to protect woman's health or potential life, because maybe the baby's fully developed in a day and they abort it. That's not right. You don't do that over here. Babies could be born in 2 weeks if you think about it. You turn the camera.
That part created a framework based on pregnancy stages, something that shaped abortion laws for decades.
But not everyone agreed. Why? They're probably all racist white people. They were two dissenting justices, Byron White and William. I am not racist, guys. I like white people. I like white people. Okay. All right.
Yeah, they're distinct. Argued. What? Huh? Dissent argued that the court went too far. That abortion laws should be decided by the state, not the federal government.
They thought that the court was making new law instead of interpreting the Constitution. That argument still comes up in debates today, which it should, because women should have rights. If a woman wants to kill a baby, they kill a baby if they want to. That's their problem. Not that should not be a state a government law. That should be a state law. Or matter of fact, it should be a law at all. If you want to kill a baby, they kill a baby if they want to. Right, Jacob?
I might have some opposing points on some of the things you said. So the impact and legacy of the Roe v. Wade court case, and it changed American society. Even now in present day, they're still arguing about that.
It made abortion legal across the United States, which is good. Because imagine if someone rapes a person, then why are you laughing, bro? Why are you laughing? That's not funny. That's not a funny topic. So someone rapes a person and they can't have an abortion. Method. What if they get raped and the raper spins back? That means they can't get abortion again because before it gave women more control over their reproductive choices, but also started one of the biggest moral and political debates in U.S. history.
Yeah, right after the hearing, right after the ruling, there were protests, marches, and new laws passed in different states. The issue became part of almost every election since then.
And it also connected to the checks and balances. The court used just judicial review to strike down state laws if found
Unconstitutional.
unconstitutional. That showed how the judicial branch can limit what states or Congress can do.
Exactly.
Think about that for a second.
Exactly. It's a good example of how the Supreme Court case, how the Supreme Court can make decisions that affect millions of people's lives, whether you live in the states that's mainly affected or not.
And Roe v. Wade continued to shape future cases like Planned Parenthood v. Casey. You want Casey? You want Casey? You better say you better use Richard Casey. In 1992, that's like when Jane was born, 1992, which kept abortion legal but allowed most state restrictions. Think about that.
Then, even more recently, it was overturned in 2022 by Dobbs v. Jackson Women's Health Organization, sending abortion laws back to the states. Kind of what Justices White and Quist argued for.
So the debate that started in 1967 ended. And mind you, that big fat orange still in that office, that big fat orange still in that office, trying to take away women's abortion rights. But
Hey,
that's not good.
Let's stay on script, please. Say your line.
So I already said that.
No, you didn't.
I said that.
No.
I did.
Devyn, why do you think this case still matters today?
I think it matters because it's not just about abortion; it's about how much control people have with their own personal lives and decisions. And that big fat orange trying to take away people's rights again is not good. He's trying to ban abortions, and we can't do that.
Stop, yo. Yeah, and it also shows how democracy works through disagreements and change. Even when people don't agree, the system allows the debate to continue.
Through this project, I learned that democracy is really about protecting individual rights, even when those rights are controversial. Like
Same.
like Logan Paul in the forest. You want that?
Same here.
The bad bitch
Same here. It also shows how democracy works through disagreement and change. Even when people don't agree, the system allows the debate to continue.
Through this project, I learned that democracy is really about protecting. We read that, bro.
Same here. And if I could ask the justices one question, I'd say, did you expect this case to stay so controversial for so long?
That's a great one, Jacob. I'd ask if they realized just how much this ruling would affect American politics for the next 50 years. That's that big fat orange in the office trying to do the same thing right now.
Well, that's all for today's episode
No, it's not.
of the case that changed America.
Thanks for listening. Don't forget to follow for more episodes. Like and subscribe. And that big fat orange is trying to take.
Until next time, stay curious and keep learning. All right.